Good afternoon, everybody. Time for another BrickBucks update. Once again, my name is Jim, where we talk about Lego investing and reselling. Today, we're going to do something different in this video. I'm going to show you how to make $20,000 without spending a single dime. This right here is a technique that I've used for many years. About 3 or 4 years. This is a technique that I strongly recommend if people were to take advantage of this, to have a strong amount of discipline, a strong amount of management to your business, because this isn't for everybody. We're talking about 0% credit cards for 15 months. Now, if you were to take advantage of this, and this is a decision you're going to have to make on your own because I do not give out financial advice, you need to figure out what time of the year is the best time to do this. Now, for me, the best time to do this is now, August, September, October. Why is that? Well, because we have this calendar here. This is the 2020 calendar. If we were going to start purchasing with a 0% credit card and it's good for 15 months, that would take us to Q4 next. If I know I'm going to make $10,000 in next Q4, why would I wait to purchase retiring sets this time next year? You have this, we're talking, these sets are not Lego sets on a shelf. This is money on a shelf, and we want to have a quick turnaround with this money on the shelf because we want it to grow. So why don't I go ahead and I grab $10,000 from next year, which is going to be my profit from Q4 next year, and use that money now by getting a $10,000 line of credit. So once again, this isn't for everybody, but this is a technique that I've used, and you will see exponentially if you were to do this every year or every other year, your inventory value grow dramatically. So which credit cards are we going to use? Just want to make it very, very clear, I'm not getting paid by any credit cards to talk about this. I'm not getting any affiliate money from this. This is just my story and what I've used in the past. All you need to do is Google 0% credit cards 15 months and see what comes up. You'll have a ton of websites. You'll see City Diamond Preferred. This is an 18-month 0% interest. That's a good deal. You'll see Discover. Now, I do have this card. I don't have that City card. I do have this City card, too. This is good 0% interest for 18 months. And I also have this City card. This is what you got to think about. I personally would not do Chase or Bank of America cards. Why is that? I want to say this tactfully. Chase and Bank of America, they're one of the strongest banks in the country. I know quite a few commercial bankers from Chase, not so much Bank of America. These banks like to hold on to their money. So what I'm saying is, from my experience, I am more likely to get a $10,000 line of credit from Wells Fargo than I am from Chase or Bank of America. I'm looking for banks that want to throw money at you. Now, I do have this Wells Fargo Platinum card, but this card did not give me a $10,000 line of credit. This credit card only gave me a $1,000 line of credit. The Wells Fargo credit card that I have that gave me a $10,000 line of credit is their yellow card. I forget exactly what they call it, but it's the yellow card. 1 year, I got a $10,000 line of credit for them, and that was great. It was off to the races. The next year, I said, okay, let me try this platinum card. Surely, I got $10,000 from the first Wells Fargo credit card. Certainly, I'll get at least $10,000 from this. They only gave me one. It's just the way it is. Another credit card that gave me a $10,000 line of credit is the PNC Core Visa card. This gave me a $10,000 line of credit, and I was off to races. I know somebody who got a $17,000 line of credit from this card. I'm not joking. Another credit card that gave me a $10,000 line of credit was Capital One. Once again, once I got that credit card, it was off to the races. So I'm going to throw two scenarios at you. The first one is how to make $20,000. So you have a credit card with 0% APR for 15 to 18 months. The first scenario is you're going to buy $20,000 of Lego at 50% off. During this season that you have this credit card, you also have Black Friday. You have a ton of Black Friday specials. Many of them may be for 50% off. In October, Target is notorious for having a 50% off Lego sale. You just need to keep in mind that, you will have a minimum payment each month. So you need to fund that minimum payment between now and Q4 next year. You could do it with cash you already have in the bank. You could do it with money that you're raising for Q4 this year. But you're going to purchase $20,000 of Lego for 50% off for $10,000. Now, I believe it's very reasonable over the next 12 to 18 months that $20,000 worth of Lego that you purchased will raise in value 50%. If you did your due diligence and you know what you're doing, if you're doing this, you definitely know what you're doing. That $10,000 worth of Lego that you purchased that's actually worth $20,000 should grow in value by 50% to $30,000 12 to 18 months from when you purchased it. So you pull the trigger on that. You're putting that on the shelf. They're not Lego sets. It's money on the shelf that's growing in value. And you do the minimum payments between whenever you need to, when the first payment comes, whether that's November, December, January, you do those minimum payments, which should be around $150 a month. So you're going to need to fund that. And then you know for certain that you're going to make $10,000 minimum Q4 next year because you have hundreds of Lego sets and you know you're probably going to make 20 or 30,000. So why not kind of borrow that 10,000 of that now? You're going to pay that credit card off. You're going to pay it off with funds you already have in your account that's set aside for Lego. You're going to pay it off with your Q4, but you're going to pay it off. And then that right there is it. You're going to have $20,000 of profit when you sell that Lego. At least. So that's it. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Ramsey has just left the building. It's that simple. Now, this is what I want to say. Some of you may be saying, well, Jim, this sounds great, but there's not any 50% off sale. So what's going on? Well, let's go down to scenario 2. Let's say you bought $14,275 worth of Lego at 30% off, which is $10,000, okay? It's actually, I think, $9,995, but we'll just call it $10,000. You use the same technique that you did for the first scenario. You pay off that minimum balance every month until Q4 of 2021. Over the next 12 to 18 months, if you did your due diligence, those sets that you bought at 50% off should also rise by 50% on the recommended retail price. So that $14,275 has just grown over time to $21,412.50. You will pay that $10,000 off no later than the last month of that offer period of 0% APR, and you come away with $11,412.50 profit that you would not have had. I'm going to take this even further. Let's say some of you out there are saying, Jim, this sounds great, but I don't have great credit. Well, first, if you're taking this seriously, you need to have, if you're taking Lego reselling seriously, you need to have good credit. If you don't have credit when you're first starting off, good credit, that's fine, but you need over time to build it up. This should motivate you to have good credit. If somebody off the street came up to you and said, hey, I have $20,000 worth of information, but the only way I'm going to give it to you is if you build up your credit score and get out of debt and get good credit, isn't that a motivating factor for you? I mean, if you really want it, you will do that. So friends, those are my two scenarios for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, it's not for everybody. Do me a favor, man. Do me a favor. I potentially gave you $20,000 worth of information that you will, over time, be able to hold in your hand. Please like and subscribe. Please do that for me. I'm Jim with BrickBucks.net. Always, always, always go out there and get it.